Hello everyone, welcome to my second tutorial on language conventions. Today, we will be exploring syntax and the different types of sentences you will find in English. Let's begin with simple sentences. Simple sentences are the most commonly seen sentence. They contain the basic elements, the subject, and the verb, or sometimes referred to as the predicate. They sometimes have complements to enhance the sentence, but these are optional. Simple sentences are also independent clauses, which will be important to retain for the next sentences. Why we use them. They are helpful to create tension in stories. They are simple to read. They can state facts. They can demonstrate emotion into writing. And they can change the tempo in a paragraph. Here are a few examples. We rounded the corner. He was there. We stood in awe at the sight. These little choppy sentences keep the reader wanting more and wanting to know what happens next. Simple sentences can also state facts, like Paris is the capital of France and hearts pump blood to the rest of the body. This quote from the Endurance Expedition is a great example of changing the tempo in a paragraph. We heard a gurgling sound that was sweet music in our ears, and, peering around, found a stream of fresh water almost at our feet. A moment later, we were down on our knees drinking the pure ice-cold water in long draughts that put new life into us. It was a splendid moment. The few sentences before it was a splendid moment were long and complex. The last one was simple, changing the tempo in the story. Here's how to write a simple sentence. All you need is a subject and a predicate. In my example, I wrote, he has 2 dogs. If you want to add a complement, you can always add one, and the one I added here was at home. Up next, we have compound sentences. A compound sentence is 2 independent clauses linked. This means 2 complete ideas linked together by a coordinating conjunction. Fanboys was an acronym given to the most popular ones, which stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, so, or a semicolon. Why do we use them? Compound sentences provide better flow in conversation. They add detail to a rather less informative, simple sentence. They make a sentence more persuasive by giving it rationale. And they tie similar ideas. Here are a few examples of basic compound sentences. I like coffee and Mary likes tea. She wishes she was younger, for everyone else in her program is half her age. He is going to the movies, or he is going to the mall. Here's how to write a compound sentence. You take any 2 independent clauses, choose a coordinating conjunction or a semicolon, and put them together. My example is, he has 2 dogs at home and his friend has a cat. Next up, we have complex sentences. Complex sentences are composed of 1 independent clause and at least 1 dependent clause. They are tied together using a subordinating conjunction. A few examples of these are because, when, while, and there is many more. These sentences are used to join a stronger clause, which is the independent, to a weaker one, which is the dependent. Also, in other words, a controlling to a secondary idea. They provide contrast between the 2, and they take short, choppy sentences to long, graceful ones. And here are many more examples of subordinating conjunctions. Here are a few examples. Because my food was cold, I put it in the microwave. Although he is wealthy, he is often unhappy. Whenever food prices go up, customers buy less. The independent clauses are underlined and the dependent clauses are in bold. Here's how to write a complex sentence. As mentioned before, all you need is 1 independent clause and 1 or more dependent clauses. Here's an example. He has 2 dogs at home, so does his cousin. The dependent clause is in bold and the independent clause is underlined. Lastly, we have compound complex sentences. Compound complex sentences have at least two independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. They are also linked by a subordinating conjunction. We use them because they express long, complicated thoughts, because they are divided into more parts, which is easier to explain a long chain of events. Here are a few examples. Kate doesn't like cartoons because they are loud, so she doesn't watch them. She likes to sleep in, but she can wake up early if she has work. Even though she was tired, Abby knew she had to finish the race, and she ran to meet her team. The independent clauses are underlined, the subordinating conjunctions are in bold, and the dependent clauses are in italics. All you need to write for this type of sentence are at least two independent clauses, at least one dependent clause, and subordinators or conjunctions. Here's an example. He has 2 dogs at home, so does his cousin. They see each other often. Thank you for watching my tutorial. Hope this helped.